Senator Feeney.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, too often unsuspecting seniors and individuals with disabilities are being scammed by elusive criminals who go out and take their hard-earned savings by the use of fear, manipulation, and retaliation, causing them often to remove large sums of money from their bank accounts. This amendment is about protecting Massachusetts seniors, individuals with disabilities, family members, neighbors, friends, community members from being taken advantage of by tech-savvy, often international, crime syndicates that prey on the most vulnerable among us. There are many different names for these types of scams, Mr. President. We've heard them, you've read about them: grandparent scams, imposter scams, romance scams, debt scams, etc. But usually by the time that a scam is uncovered, it's often too late, and only after the victim's bank account has been completely wiped out. And the tellers and the bank workers are often powerless to stop it, even though they may have a feeling that it's going on. As the chair of the Joint Committee on Financial Services, I've heard horror stories from people whose entire life savings has been wiped out because of these scams. And we know that there's no lack of reporting on this. We read about it frequently. In 2023, the Globe reported of a 93-year-old Massachusetts resident who was scammed into withdrawing $9,500 in cash for what she thought was bail money to get her granddaughter, Abby, out of jail. The scammer even went so far as faking a conversation with Abby's lawyer on the phone in a successful attempt to make the scam sound more convincing. And now with AI, which we talked about earlier, we're seeing the prevalence of AI being used to kind of mask people's voices and impersonate family members. In 2025, an 88-year-old Hingham woman was convinced to mail more than $15,000 after scammers impersonated government officials and claimed that her daughter was in financial trouble. In 2025, federal prosecutors charged 13 individuals operating an international grandparent scam. The scheme targeted more than 400 seniors nationwide, including at least 50 seniors here in Massachusetts, our constituents. Total losses in that scam exceeded $5 million. Mr. President, if I had unlimited power to go after these absolute losers who are going after seniors in this Commonwealth, then I would do that. But we don't have that power to go to other countries and stop these scams before they happen. So we're going to file this amendment. Number 465, which is before us now, would establish a new legal framework to help prevent, identify, and respond to the financial exploitation of seniors and adults with disabilities. It simply allows financial institutions, broker-dealers, investment advisors, and other qualified professionals to report suspected financial exploitation to the Executive Office of Aging and Independence, an Adult Protective Services agency, or a third-party contractor delegated by the Executive Office of Aging and Independence, or an Adult Protective Services agency. It authorizes financial institutions to temporarily delay suspicious transactions. This is key to this entire amendment. It authorizes financial institutions to temporarily delay suspicious transactions when there is reasonable cause to believe an eligible adult is being financially exploited, giving time to investigate before those funds are dispersed and lost forever in places like crypto ATMs that this Senate body dealt with yesterday in an amendment filed by my good friend from Fitchburg. This is usually what happens before they go to that crypto ATM in a corner store in Massachusetts and put in thousands of dollars in cash. First, they go to the bank, usually with the scam artist on the other end of the phone, taking out the money, and then they go to the crypto ATMs. We dealt with that yesterday, banning crypto ATMs. This would double down and make sure that we're stopping them from taking out their entire life savings before they get there. Mr. President, importantly, and I want to underscore this, that this amendment provides protections for those in the industry who step in to try and help. We have incredible banks and institutions here in Massachusetts that are trying to do the right thing every day. This gives them the protections that they need when they know that something's wrong. The language removes any liability that they may currently have and allows for financial professionals to speak up in good faith and to try and stop the scam as it's happening. I want to thank, Mr. President, the Secretary of the Commonwealth, who's been engaged in this issue for a long time now. His office and my office and myself, we've been having many conversations about everything that we can do under our purview to stop these scams from happening and to help seniors and people with disability from losing their entire life savings. And again, I want to thank the Secretary for his work on this and leadership on this issue. I also want to thank the Mass Bankers. The Mass Bankers Association have been great partners in trying to work through these issues and telling us what's happening on the ground every single day. They're professionals. The people that work in our banks, credit unions, and financial institutions across Massachusetts know exactly what's happening, and they have articulated it, and they've told us what they need and the tools that they need. So I want to thank them as well, Mr. President. And of course, I want to thank the Chair of Ways and Means, the Chair of Economic Development, for seeing the need to do this in addition to doing the crypto ATMs so that the Senate can step up and protect seniors who are getting scammed all too often in Massachusetts. The time is now, and I'm glad we're taking up this amendment tonight, Mr. President, and I ask that my colleagues join me in adopting this very common sense amendment. Thank you.